Yo, 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 what's going on? What's up, my peoples? What's up, my good folks? Buku Gaming here with another video. This time, something different, not a gameplay video. I decided to do a sports video today talking about, the NFL and the crazy free agency that's been going on. Um, I wanted to do this video because a lot of crazy news, a lot of big signings, a lot of moves, a lot of trades, a lot of releases. So I just thought it'd be interesting for me to do this video, focusing on the NFL's free agency, that's going on right now prior to the upcoming, start of the NFL season. Because I think like the start of the NFL season like officially starts in June. Um, so I just wanted to talk about some of the news that's been going on for like the past like 2 weeks. On your screen, just for entertainment for you, just to be easy on the eyes. Uh, there will be random game highlights from the 2023 season going on. Got those splice those together, just bits and pieces here and there. Got those via the official NFL YouTube channel you know. So shouts out to the NFL YouTube channel for releasing those highlights, things like that. So I don't own none of the, just for a disclaimer, don't own none of the videos, didn't record none of the videos, filming none. I'm just using it just for the video. So hopefully this don't get flagged, but there's no audio, so I shouldn't get flagged or anything like that. Hopefully I don't, but I'm just giving the NFL, credit where it's due. So that'll be on your screen. But yeah, nevertheless, free agency has been a wild free agency. Big signings. Not lengthy contracts, but big contracts as far as like money goes, obviously. Cause you got you it's a lot of 1 year, either between 1 and 4 year deals, but I mean you're looking at big money like 40, 50, 60, 90, $100 million deals, and these deals are only, these contracts are only lasting, 2, 3, 4 seasons. So we don't have those contracts that we used to see in the NFL as far as like 5, 6, 7 year deals with this amount of money. So as far as the length of the contracts, the years have shortened, but the money hasn't really changed. The money, honestly, I felt like the money got bigger. Um, my take on that is that uh the NFL is seeing that players are getting hurt more often. You know, they're taking more time to heal. Players are not healing as fast, and they're not necessarily coming back themselves like they was. So I think that's the reason why, like, far as like the contracts are being shortened, but the money is still there, because I think basically they just going off, what can we get out of him? How much can we get out of him before this player gets hurt or before this player doesn't become as productive to the team? But at the same time, you gotta pay these players. Want money. These players are putting their bodies and lives on the line for the entertainment, for us fans. And so they're like, hey, like, we're throwing our bodies out there and we're destroying our bodies for you. Like, you want us to be productive, and you want us to contribute like as much as we can. Like, we want money. So but the front offices is looking at, all right, so you're this age, this is your position, this is the physical demand of your position, this is how likely you are to get hurt, the injuries that you might have, the length of time that you're going to take out to heal and try to get back to your former self. So, we're gonna give you the money, but we're not going to give you the length of contract. So we're going to give you at least what you're looking for or close to what you're looking for. But hey, look, we only gonna do about 3 years. We're only gonna do about 4 years. Cause 3, 4 years after 3, 4 years, you're gonna be beaten, banged up. You're gonna have injuries. Some of them might be significant, some of them might not. But hey, look. So this is what it is. So That's me personally just thinking that's what's going on as far as like these negotiations are going. Like, all right, how much productivity we can get out of him in these 3 years. But at the same time, how much do we need to pay him to sign him so we can get that productivity out of him, so we can get these results out of him? You see what I'm saying? So I think that's the reason why like it's such these big deals as far as money, but the length of contracts are shortened. But nonetheless, let's get into the free agency. We're gonna start off with one of the big stories far as QBs go, Russell Wilson. An obvious story too. He's no longer with Denver. He's going to the Steelers. He's going to Steeler Nation. Um, it was pretty obvious that he wasn't going to be with Denver too long. Didn't really have good seasons. Didn't really have the seasons and the productivity that they thought he was going to have. Signed a humongous contract, a lot of guaranteed money. Things just didn't work out. They just, the front office just didn't feel like they should keep Wilson if they're looking at like, hey, look, if he keep going in this direction, we giving out all this money, like we're giving this money to him, and we're not getting the results that we thought we was gonna get. So they parted ways. He's going with the Steelers. Um, Obviously, Denver's fronting a lot of that money because legally and contractually they have to. So is that. So the Steelers didn't not really paying out that much money, but I'm pretty sure like in a re-signing, if he do good and if they get good productivity out of Wilson, I think he's going to resign. Um, far as uh news continued for the Steelers, something that was kind of surprising to me was the fact that they're getting rid of Kenny Pickett. They traded off Kenny Pickett and he signed with the Eagles. I don't know if I think that's the Eagles division rivals, I want to say. Far as the Steelers and Eagles. So he's going. So Russell Wilson and Kenny Pickett out. Like I said, it was kind of surprising to me because I was thinking that like Kenny Pickett will stay and like they'll use like Russell's experience and his knowledge of the NFL to like help like that veteran and that knowledge and that experience that Kenny Pickett need to be a better QB in the NFL. So I was thinking like that's the direction they was going in. So for them, it's kind of weird for me personally that like they would trade him because I would have kept I would have kept Kenny Pickett and have him under Wilson. Uh, for that, but I don't work in the front office. I don't make the decisions. So to start off the free agency news, that's that. Wilson and Pickett out. Pickett going to a very strong team on paper and what we actually see on the field. He's going to a strong team. Going to a more established team. So hopefully it'll work out for Wilson and then it'll work out for Kenny Pickett. Um, More news. Cowboys. They was in the free agency news. They found their way in. So for the Cowboy fans out there, it wasn't any signings. It was more of like releases and things like that. But they made it to the news. Starting off with Derrick Henry, he leaving the Titans. Um, and this right around the time where the Cowboys they had released uh Tony Pollard, their starting running back from the previous season. They released him. And with Derrick Henry being available, a lot of people thought like, "Hey, look, like we can get Derrick Henry, like sign Derrick Henry." I know because I personally have family and friends and coworkers that's Cowboy fans, and they come to me telling me like, hey, look, we got rid of our starting running back. We're gonna sign Derrick Henry. Derrick didn't work out that way. Uh, Derrick Henry ended up choosing Baltimore, so he's in Baltimore. He signed with them. I can't necessarily like think of the deal that he signed, but I probably could. Let's see if I can look it up for a second. Let's see if I can look it up right quick. Let's see. But I'm pretty sure it was a pretty big deal. I want to say. I want to say it was a big deal. Let's see. What was the deal that he signed? I necessarily can't look it up right away. I should have had it pulled up. That's crazy that Derrick Henry is only 30. I mean, that's crazy. Derrick Henry 30 years old. That's crazy. But let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, 2 years, 16 million, 9 million guaranteed. Um, but he can make up to 20 million in the season. So I'm pretty sure that's like making up to 20 million. I'm pretty sure that that's uh with incentives and bonuses and things like that. Stat bonuses stat. So, he left Tennessee, didn't sign with the Cowboys like a lot of fans and a lot of people thought he was gonna do. End up signing with the Ravens, 2 years, 16 mil, 9 million guaranteed, then including bonuses and incentives, it's gonna be upwards of 20 million. Um, so it was that. That's just quick little side note. So the Cowboys didn't do that. Cowboys didn't sign him. They was more of like clearing, clearing space, more spring cleaning. The Cowboys you know, released the Michael Gallup. He was a good addition to them, good receiver with them. He had a good season. Their starting linebacker, Vander Esch, he had a good season with them. Like I said, starting linebacker, released both of them. Michael Gallup, though, to save money and to save cap space, he's gonna be released post June, the start of June, when the NFL season starts, just to save on cap space, things like that. But they will be paying him through 2025, as I'm reading now. So it was that, uh, three big releases from the Cowboys as far as like free agency news go. Failed to sign. I ain't gonna say failed. I'm just say they just let it fall through. There's no telling what Jerry Jones was thinking. There's no telling what was his reason behind it. Him being the owner, being GM, he pretty much can make all the decisions he wants. So, it was that. Uh let's see, more news. More news far as them. Rams. Let's get on to the Rams. The Rams, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G, he's on a 1-year contract to the Rams. Um and it's crazy that like he went like he's being signed by the Rams after signing that because I think he signed like a big contract. I know he signed for quite a bit of money with the Raiders because I remember that being big news in the previous free agency, and then I want to say he got hurt or something. I think he got hurt again or something like that. Oh, he came back, didn't really have like good games, so they end up I know they end up benching him for the Raiders end up benching Jimmy G for their rookie QB and just stuck with their rookie QB for the rest of the season. I can't think what he I don't think he was suspended. I don't think he was suspended or anything like that. And I don't think like he like did like a holdout or anything like that. But he was benched. Things just didn't work out. So, they parted ways with him. He signed with the Rams. 1 year deal. That was the news. Was it a good move? Don't know, can't tell. Far as the Rams and like their whole QB situation, because I think they still got like what's the rookie from Georgia that they signed that the Rams signed when they picked him up in last year's NFL draft. I think they still got him. Carson Wentz. I don't know if Carson Wentz still with the Rams, but signing Carson. So then you got like I'm pretty sure if Carson Wentz still with the team, you'll have Carson Wentz, Jimmy G, and you'll have Matt Stafford. Uh, so they'll have all three veteran quarterbacks. All three, with injuries. Two of them with significant injuries, as far as Garoppolo and Carson Wentz. At least two Super Bowl veteran QBs, as far as Carson Wentz and Stafford goes. So we'll see how that work out. Who's going to be QB number one, who's going to be QB number two. I don't think. I'm pretty sure my prediction is they signed Jimmy G, they got Matt Stafford, and if they still got Carson Wentz, I think the 1 year contract. I think they're going to keep all three just for this season because all three of them being so injury prone and the injuries they have. So I'm pretty sure they're probably either going to use one of them as leverage to pick up a more physically fit QB, or they may just stick with them and get rid of Jimmy G or get rid of Carson Wentz, depending on who performs better behind Matt Stafford. So with that's kind of crazy. And then like uh man, what's that rookie QB that they signed from Georgia? I can't think of his name. I don't know if he's still with the team or not, but it was that. Far as more news, we can get into far as the Falcons. The Falcons, they had some big Falcons had some big signings. Obviously, Kirk Cousins. Uh, signing Kirk Cousins and to that that huge ridiculous deal. Now this is where things gonna get personal. And the reason why things gonna get personal because I'm a Falcons fan. And I like to say this as far as the Falcons and being a Falcons fan go. I don't think that was necessarily a good move. And the reason why I don't think it was a good move because, last season you had the opportunity to sign Lamar Jackson, MVP, phenomenal QB, phenomenal physical physique and attributes and far as skill go. Still a young QB, still learning, but he can lead a team. As you can see, he can win. He was asking for 200 million. Obviously, Falcons thought that was too much, but then I don't know. I just think it wasn't a good deal, and I just think the reason why it wasn't a good deal because you could have signed Lamar for that 200. You could have gave him 4 years, 200 million. You could have then far as this season free agency go, you could have gave Justin Fields. You could have lured Justin Fields away from them from the Bears. And the reason why I say that because obviously, far as the weapons that we have on offense, more of a put together offense. Definitely a better offensive line than the Bears. So, we would be able to protect him more. And like I said, as far as the offensive weapons go, as far as receiving, and far as our two running backs, with Cordell Patterson. Well, actually, no, our three running backs, Cordell Patterson. Um, then we have Bijan Robinson. And then the third, the rookie QB, I can't think of his name, but he had a phenomenal season. So it was definitely, it's definitely weapons that's around the offense for the Atlanta Falcons that we could have used to lure Justin Fields away from there. And then just adding Justin Fields to that offensive line and to that offense, I think would have been better. And I think it would have been easier for him because, we have three great running backs, because we have, you know, these good tight ends, and because we have these receivers, and because far as Atlanta go, the offensive line is a little bit more put together. I think it would have been great for him. It would have relied less on him running and trying to extend plays and trying to make plays that it would have been less stress on him, and it would have gave him the opportunity to focus more on as far as uh a pocket presence, developing himself in the pocket, focus more on his passing, and then if he do need to run, you can always hand off the ball. And if the running game just not there that particular game, he be able to pass. If the passing game not there, then by Justin Fields being the skilled QB that he is, you could use his legs to extend the play. So I think he would have been. I think him and Lamar would have been more of a fit, but they didn't. They decided to sign Kirk Cousins, $180 million, which is crazy because you could have gave Justin Fields, or you could, like I said, you could have gave Justin Fields that this season, uh, or you could have gave him less than that. Honestly, I think you could have. I think the Falcons could have went after Justin Fields. Excuse me. I would have offered him. I would have been like, if I was the front office for the Falcons, I would have been like, look, let's go for Justin Fields, young QB, a QB that's skilled, a QB that can run. Excuse me, a QB that can throw. Let's offer him. Let's do 3 seasons. I would have did like 3 seasons. I would have did like 65 million dollars, 3 seasons. I would have did that. I would have told him like, look, these first 2 seasons, the first season, this is your season to get used to the team. You know what I'm saying? This is the first season. This for you to build a repertoire, build a bond with the team. The second season, you should build the bond. Get for you by then, you familiar with the team. First season jitters is out the way. The adjustments is out the way. All right, Justin Fields, go out there, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? The chemistry is there. Then the third season is like let's say like necessarily the second season don't work out. This is your third season to make a statement. This is your third season to show us why we signed you and why we should keep you. We're gonna give you 65, $70 million, 3 seasons for you to prove yourself. That's me personally what I would have did. Or you could have just went for the gusto. You could have gave him 4 years, $100 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, first season, build the chemistry with the team, build a relationship with the team. Second season, let's go out there. All the first game jitters, all the first season jitters, all that is out the way. Boom, we're gonna go out there. You didn't necessarily have a good season, but it was a decent season. Third season to prove yourself. Fourth season is all or nothing. You got to show us something. You got to go out there and perform. We giving you 4 contractual years, $100 million. Justin Fields, you got to go do something. That's what I personally would have did if I was Falcons front office. But hey, look, they want to sign Kirk Cousins. Achilles injury, only one playoff win since being in the NFL. You want to sign him? All right, he's a veteran QB. He knows, he got experience. Okay, look, I don't think it was a good deal. And that's just me personally going on a rant right now, and me personally being a Falcons fan. Um, we did sign a Bears player, but it wasn't Justin Fields. It was Darnell Mooney. We signed him to like 40 million. Um, I don't think necessarily we need it. another wide receiver? Because I think the receivers that we got are decent. I think that they contribute in the best way possible. That they contribute, with the whole QB situation that the Falcons had going on for the past few seasons. Since Matt Ryan left. Um, I just think that we needed just to focus more on obviously defense, and I think the QB figuring out what our QB could have been. Yeah, that just didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We're gonna move on. Hopefully, they'll be successful. Um, Moving on to more news. We're gonna go back to the Eagles right quick. We're gonna go with them signing Shaquan Barkley. Signing him $30 million contract. He's getting the money that you know I feel that he deserves. A lot of people say like and I seen a lot of people on the internet saying that he's overrated, but I feel like he just didn't have the right setup that he needed to be that star running back like he was at Penn State. So signing with them, obviously a great offensive line. Um, great weapons around him. So not necessarily focusing on the run game. Because you got a great QB, far as Hurts, and they got great receivers. So a lot of the running game, they don't have to depend so much on the running game, but to add Shaquan Barkley, the skill that he has, I think that he will thrive more in Philly. Because it's not all the he blah who blah that's with the Giants. Giants just not a great team. Just from what we seen, they just not a great team. So yeah, that's with them. I think more big signings from the Eagles. Let's see, because I think they had some other big signings. I want to say I'm gonna see if I can find out the other big signings that the Eagles got. Far as picking up, oh, they got the cornerback from Detroit, the cornerback that talked so much junk about them and hated on them so much, and then he ended up signing with the team. That's crazy. Yeah, I forgot about him. They signed him, Shaquan Barkley, uh, Kenny Pickett. So the Eagles are definitely making a run for another Super Bowl run, another playoff run, a playoff run deep into the playoffs. So with that, they're definitely building that up. I don't necessarily think they made like any more additions to like defense other than Gardner Johnson, who had a big season, who had a great season. With Detroit, them going all the way to the championship game. Um, so that was that. Just a quick little note, just quick little news, just to go back to the Eagles. Let's see, far as more news go. Oh, I almost forgot to say. Far as the Falcons go, we got rid of Desmond Ritter, our QB that we signed for the draft. We got rid of him. So far as QBs go, I don't necessarily. I know we still got Tyler Heineke and Kirk Cousins. But yeah, I see because I want to go back to the Falcons. I want to rant more about the Falcons, but I'm not. Far as other news go, just quick little other news. Uh, you know, oh Calvin Ridley to the Titans. So you got Calvin Ridley on one side of the field. You'll have DeAndre Hopkins on the other side of the field. You'll have Tony Pollard in the backfield. Uh, but the Titans did lose a player. Their defensive end, he ended up going to Houston. Mac Jones, he ended up going to the Jaguars. So it's a lot of big signings, a lot of things moving on, going on. Yeah, man, what y'all think? Yeah, what y'all think about that? Calvin Ridley. He's going to the Jaguars on a humongous deal. Honestly, because if I can pull it up right now, Calvin Ridley signs with the Tennessee Titans for 4 years, $92 million. That is crazy. And the reason why it's crazy because you could have kept AJ Brown and gave AJ Brown that money. You could have kept AJ Brown, gave AJ Brown that money, but you didn't. And then look at the success that AJ Brown has been having since he leaving. But then you turn around and you give Calvin Ridley. And I'm not saying like Calvin Ridley has always been a good player because he had signed with the Falcons. He had good seasons. He had a successful run with the Falcons. Um, it's just weird that the Tennessee Titans uh didn't want to give Brown that money, but then like 2 seasons later, you give Calvin Ridley that money. So I don't know. You can't say that, AJ Brown, he was asking too much, he was demanding too much. Then 2 seasons later, all of a sudden, now you got the money, and you say that that's a reasonable deal to sign this receiver. Like that just didn't make sense to me. But Calvin Ridley is in. Tony Pollard is in the backfield. Um, far as QBs go, uh, don't necessarily know the QB situation. Hopefully, I could pull it up right quick. Far as the QB situation go, far as them, for the Tennessee Titans. Oh, so they still have. Oh, oh, Mason Rudolph. Okay, Mason Rudolph, Will Levis, Ryan Tannehill, Malik Willis. Okay, for a 4 QB room. All right. So I'm glad that I looked this up, and the reason why I'm glad that I looked this up because uh, so you have 4 QBs. I'm gonna get away from Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard for a second, and I'm gonna go on this little rant about Tennessee. All right, 4 QBs. You sign Malik Willis. You barely give him playing time, and I'm not saying like he should been offered more playing time because the playing time that he showed, he necessarily didn't do good. From you know me being an NFL fan and me watching him play, um, he necessarily didn't show like promise and skill like he could possibly be a starter or a backup. I just think that they should have developed him more, worked with him more. But then the very next season, you draft another QB and Will Levis. On Will Levis, he did a little better. He did a little better. And then you go and sign Mason Rudolph. Like I don't know that I think that's just kind of weird. I just think like, as far as like Malik Willis go, I think Malik Willis. I think they should have developed him more before going out and getting Will Levis, and then going out and signing Mason Rudolph. So it's like depending on how the offseason goes this season. Um, Honestly, I don't think it's looking good for me, Malik Willis. I think they should release Malik Willis. Honestly, I don't know where he should go. I don't know where he'll be a good fit at. But honestly, I think they should get rid of Malik Willis. And the reason why, because Mason Rudolph, he has more experience in the NFL. Um, he has more experience. I wouldn't say necessarily a winning experience. I mean, he has won games when he was back with the Steelers. So so he has that just as much, not as much as a Ryan Tannehill, but he has experience. And then the success that Will Levis had. Honestly, I think Malik Willis will be out unless they keep him. If I was Malik Willis, I would request a trade. If they don't release him or if they don't trade him off, I think if I was Malik Willis, I think I'll just request a trade, see if I can find success somewhere else. Because it's clearly like they're pushing him to the back and they're putting him on the back burner. And as far as signing Mason Rudolph, I don't think Malik Willis will see a lot of playing time. I really honestly don't. Far as the running backs go, you know, you got uh you got Tony Pollard. Uh, he's replacing, you know, Derrick Henry. Uh so that is that. Um then you add Calvin Ridley, you add him in. So, they're definitely adding offensive weapons. I wouldn't say outstanding offensive weapons to the team, but Tennessee is they're definitely going. I think they just want to do better. I don't necessarily think they're going to the playoffs. Probably a wild card, but we'll see about that. So that's that with that. Then let's see far as more. Let's see far as more. Wait, hold on. 1 second. Far as that go, now let's see if we can get to here. And let's go back to NFL free agency. Let's see what else do we have far as free agency. Um, Brian Burns. He has left Carolina. Brian Burns has left Carolina. DeAndre Swift, he has left Philly. I think DeAndre Swift is going to the Bears. You know, let's see more news. Let's see what more news we can find far as more NFL news, free agency news. I think those. I'm pretty sure. I think those was the biggest stories. Oh, Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis. He's no longer with the Bills. I want to say he signed. I want to say he signed with the Jaguars too. So the Jaguars, I think they picked up Mac Jones and Gabe Davis. Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen and DeAndre Swift is going to the Bears. So that's two big additions to the Bears. Uh, as far as offense goes. Um, Jaguars, two good additions as far as Mac Jones and Gabe Davis. Uh Washington, the Commanders, they made some moves. They signed Austin Eckler. They signed some other players. They did release Sam Howell. Sam Howell going to the Seahawks. So that's in that news. Far as more news go, um, back to Baltimore. Baltimore, they're getting rid of Odell Beckham. Um, he didn't really make like a big impact when he was there. So, and then a 1 year deal, yeah, he was pretty much out of there. So, that's that on Beckham. As far as my opinions on Beckham, I don't think Beckham's going to be in the NFL much longer. Just my opinion. I don't think Beckham. Honestly, I thought Beckham was gonna be out of the NFL last season before signing with Baltimore, but Beckham is just. I don't think that's just me personally. I don't think Beckham gonna last too long in the NFL, as far as that go. But yeah, but uh oh, Miami, they got rid of their defensive tackle. He signed a big contract with the Raiders. I want to say I think he signed like $100 million contract with the Raiders. AJ Dillon, uh, AJ Dillon, he's staying with Green Bay, but they did release their other running back, um, Josh Jacobs. He's been added. So Aaron Jones, the backup running back for the Packers, is out. Josh Jacobs is in, and they're keeping AJ Dillon. So as far as the back of the field goes for Green Bay, it's looking okay. It's definitely looking okay. Um, Green Bay, they did decent last season. They had success last season. They seen success. I always say, like, far as like a big departure from, Aaron Rodgers. A lot of people thought they wasn't gonna have a good season or as good as the seasons as they did, but they did. They found success. They're doing good. They're looking good. They played good. They definitely came up with some big wins and big comeback wins last season too. If you don't know, go back and look at the 2023 highlights for the Packers because they they played. They played. Um but far as news go, I'm pretty sure that's like just like the big stories. You know, I think that's the big stories, the big signings. I want to say, um, Jameis Winston, he's moving on to a different team. I want to say, oh, the Browns. That's where he was going. He's going to the Browns. Um, I just I wish like going back and looking at Jameis Winston how he played when he was with Florida State 2013 and when he won that national championship with that you thought that would transfer over but it didn't. He necessarily didn't have good seasons with the Bucks. um the Saints, things didn't go the way that he wanted to go with the Saints, but hopefully he can find some success with the Browns. Rooting for Jameis Winston, so far as that go. But that's pretty much, I want to say, the big news and the big signings. Kirk Cousins, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift, Shaquan Barkley. Um, yeah, that's pretty much the big news that I can cover so far. But just a different video. I wanted to do a different video. I wanted to make a different video. I just wanted to do something different. Um, what are your thoughts on the NFL, and what are your thoughts on just crazy free agency, and you know what's your favorite team for the NFL, and do you think that your team made a good move or they didn't make a good move? Who you think they should have signed? Who you think they shouldn't have signed? Who you think they should have traded for, or who you think that they shouldn't have traded for? Just let me know in the comments. Like this video. Subscribe for more. I think I would try to do this um, more often. Try to do like integrate some sports videos and to my gameplay videos. And definitely when the upcoming season start, I will be doing simulation gameplay simulation videos for the NFL. I definitely will be doing that because it's cool doing that, simulating and doing the stats and stuff and the matchups and talk about the matchups and then seeing if my predictions work out after the actual game and things like that. So I will be doing that some more. But yeah, man. NFL free agency 2024 season has been crazy. A lot of money been thrown around, a lot of trading, a lot of moves, a lot of players that we're going to see in different uniforms, possibly with different numbers. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment what you think, comment what you like about free agency, the NFL, comment what you don't like. I want to hear from it. With that being said, treat yourself right. You know, be nice to others. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Buku Gamer, signing out.